What's up, everybody? It's Kramer, and welcome back to a new hit. Can my controller stop disconnecting? I bought a new scuff cable. This isn't going to be a problem for very much longer, but my controller keeps disconnecting. Fuck, I threw off my momentum and shit. Anyway, welcome back to a brand new Halo 5 video. Today we're playing some more Team Arena. Sort of continuing our whole Road to Champ thing, because a lot of people said they would like to see me continue this to Champion. If you guys remember, in the last episode of my Road to Ranked, I ended up ranking 1700, and I've played a few games on stream since then, and ended up losing, 29 CSR, obviously. So we're at 1671, but that's not really what the point of this video is. As you guys can tell by the title, I want to talk about Halo 6, I want to talk about my wish list, and, we're sitting around March. It's currently March 27th, so now is around the time where if we're going to get a new Halo game this year, we're going to start hearing about it. I imagine if it's going to be this year, we're going to hear something about it after the World Championship, and certainly at E3 this summer. So we're starting to get to that point where like news is going to start to come out. And just to address that, there's been a lot of talk, there's been a lot of rumors flying around about whether or not Halo 6 is going to come out this year or next year, and whether or not there's going to be some game in the vein of like an ODST story style Halo game. There was this one thing where like Microsoft's E3 press conference supposedly got leaked, which included 2 Halo games that were going to be released this year. One being an ODST story-based game, and one being Halo 6. But then there's a lot of rumors flying around, and there's a lot of talk about whether or not Halo 6 is going to be this year, whether or not it's going to be next year. And just to sort of give my 2 cents on that, I think Halo 6 needs to come out this year. I think I certainly don't think Halo's in as bad of a position as the community likes to frame it in. I think that Halo's doing just fine. I think the community's doing just fine. I think we're still here. We're still alive. We're still, like, our videos are still, showing that. People like Cole and Nick, who are still putting out content consistently, who are getting tons of views, and even smaller creators like myself, as well as like the creators who are focused around lore and story, who haven't been given really any good material in since like Hunt the Truth, are still doing super well. So I don't think the community's in as bad of a position, or in as negative of a light as we all like to frame it. I think we're doing just fine. But I definitely think that in order to sort of continue this forward momentum, this growth or whatever, because I definitely damn it, I got shot by somebody else. Sorry, it's really hard to live comment, like, give my actual opinions about shit. But I definitely think that Halo 6 needs to be released this year, because while the Halo community is certainly alive and well, and while we continue to, grow and maintain viewership and all this stuff, we've been playing Halo 5 for 3 years almost. It'll be 3 years in about 6 months, right? Something like that. 6 months, a little bit less. Halo 5 will have been out for 3 years, and generally in the past, Halo games have released every 3 years. 2001, 2004, 2007, 2010, and then Halo 4 sort of broke the cycle and came out 2 years after Reach. But then 2012, 2015, so on and so forth. If they continue the trend, Halo 6 should be this year. I don't see why it wouldn't, but considering that it is March of 2018 and we have heard absolutely nothing yet, it can be a little bit worrying. So I don't want to talk for too long about that. What a spawn. I don't want to talk for too long about this, but just to, like I said, sort of give my 2 cents, I think Halo 6 needs to come out this year. I think it is in the best interest of Halo to release a new game this year. And so I do want to sort of dive into my wish list and the things that I want and almost expect to see in this game. And when I say expect, not expect as in things that I think they're gonna do, but expectations as in things that need to happen, right? So if we sort of rewind, and I don't want to spend too much time being negative in this video, because you guys know how much I hate to do that, but rewind to when MCC came out. Super hyped. Everybody was mad excited for that game, and the game wasn't even functional for 108 days after launch. People couldn't find games, their campaign data wasn't saving, we were getting all kinds of crashes. People would search in the Halo 2 Anniversary playlist for 2.5 hours just to find one game that ended up being a 2v6 on Blood Gulch and Halo 1, right? Just did not work for 108 days, and that was the deal. And so obviously that is not an option. I think that obviously cannot happen. But then also, if you take a look at Halo 5's launch, Halo 5's launch wasn't all that great either. Obviously the game was completely functional, and Halo 5 is, I think, the best Halo game that we could have been given, right? I think Halo 5, oh my god, I'm out of ammo. I think Halo 5 is a really good game. I think it's a lot of fun. I think the core, you know, people always talk about with Halo that 30 seconds of fun, which is like the core of any game. And I think Halo 5 nailed that. I think it's fast-paced. I think it's fun. I think it's fluid. I think it works really well, and I think it still feels like Halo. So, I think Halo 5, at its core, is probably the best Halo game we could have been given. But still, take a look at its launch. Off the launch of Halo 5, there was no big team, no Forge. Theater was pretty broken, and still is pretty broken, I think. And we did not have any sort of, other than Warzone, which does not count, there was no social experience for multiplayer in Halo 5. It was just either Warzone or Ranked Arena, and that was all that you had. And so, in order for, you know, this is the problem that you see with games like Destiny, right? Content, right? There needs to be things that all kinds of different people can play. There needs to be all sorts of different options. And the way that Halo 5 is now is good. I would say if you took Halo 5 now and released it the way that it is now, but with shoddy snipers, this would be like hands down like one of the best Halo games, period, ever. If we had the HCS settings off of start and shoddy snipers, this game would be damn near perfect, or at least damn near perfect as far as Halo 5 goes, right? There's always going to be people who dislike Halo 5, you know, it's not the classic movement, you know, whatever else. So those would be the first two things, the expectations, but also things that are worth adding to the wish list because we have been let down in the past, right? Functional and also solid launch, right? Solid in terms of content and functionality. So, wow, thanks for killing me, teammate. That was great. But, yeah. So, I guess you can put this as one or even as two separate things. You know, having enough content to last people a long time off launch and to keep people happy. And, like, I would say, like, to hell with, you know, not putting in a certain playlist because of population worries or whatever, right? Like, obviously, if, like, Action Sack is... If nobody's playing Action Sack, then maybe take Action Sack out, right? But, oh god, I probably just pissed a lot of people off. That was probably, alright, no, listen, Action Sack is a poor example. If nobody's playing, if nobody's playing, like, Rock and Rail, then, like, take it out, right? But everybody loves social snipers, everybody loves Big Team Battle, everybody loves Griffball, whatever. You know, leave in all the playlists that people want, and because if people want to play a playlist, it's like, in the wise words of Scott Gandhi when talking about Halo, if you want to play a game, you fucking play a game, alright? I don't think anybody is going to be worried about the fact that they don't find a game within 10 seconds, right? If somebody really wants to play something, they'll wait for it, right? And so I'd say, to hell with the population worries. Just add in the stuff that people want, alright? That's my 2 cents on that. So I'd say release the game with everything that we need in a Halo game, right? Obviously, have your competitive shit figured out. Have your big team. Have your Griffball. Have your Warzone if you want to. You know, everything that we need. Team doubles, and also I sort of didn't see where people were coming from with this, but I'd say keep the competitive and casual shit separate, right? I like the way that we have it now with HCS playlist and then Team Arena, right? I think that's a pretty good we have a pretty good balance now, right? But a lot of people were upset when they lost their FFA and, you know, having the same settings and whatnot. It's like, I don't know. It's sort of hard to phrase this off the top of my head, but it's like back in Halo 3, right? We had all of our playlists, and we had MLG who ran and controlled the MLG playlist, right? Which was the competitive settings. So if you wanted to play the competitive settings, you went and played the MLG playlist. If you wanted to play the casual settings, so maybe don't keep it separate, but maybe have a clear distinction of like so people know what they're getting, if that makes sense. Because we've had too many people complain and get up in arms and argue about, you know, how, you know, the competitive players are being treated better than the casual players, or the casual players don't deserve this and that and whatever else. So it's just, I'd say have a clear distinction, right? If that makes any sense. So yeah, just basically what I'm getting at here is just things to keep everybody as happy as possible, right? Because I think that's what needs to happen. And I'm not saying like pandering to people almost, but like, I mean, we need to, at this point in Halo's life cycle, I think it's only beneficial to do things to make the fans happy, right? So maybe include a classic movement playlist, just like we have the Halo 3 throwback playlist right now. Maybe include something like that in the start of Halo 6. So, and one thing I do want to touch on, I do want to sort of go off topic here just for a second, is you guys will notice that I don't have a list for this, right? I wanted to sort of do this off the top of my head in a live commentary fashion. You guys could get my genuine thoughts. I didn't want to have this like scripted or have a list written out, because I want this to be genuine and sort of explain my feelings as a Halo fan, as a competitor, and as a content creator. So yeah, ample contents, sort of related to the last thing, but yeah. Along with that, I think, oh, I wanted to do some sexy shit. All right. Along with that, I would say, fix theater mode, fix your online spectator mode and all that. We've sort of done all that. Include LAN support off the rip. Don't add it in 2 years later. For the competitive side of things, I would say stick with MLG. Do your best to stick with MLG. There were some sort of, you know, we heard about, you know, rumors of disagreements, and 343 wanted to maintain control of the settings and add in, you know, their DLC maps, whatever else. I'd say, in order to have the game be as successful as it possibly can, in order to have it do as well as it can, as well as, you know, like, esports goes along with that, you know, I would say let MLG do it. You know, stay with MLG, sign whatever agreement you need to, have your LAN support, all that stuff, and let competitive be competitive. Let the competitive people decide what's best for the competitive settings and the playlist and all that. And I'd say don't like fuck with that, right? So that's just my opinion, my sort of outlook on that as a competitor. I think that's what needs to happen, and I think MLG is what Halo needs for viewership. I think ESL is cool and a very good and a solid professional company in their own right, but I don't think they are what Halo needs, right? I have one bullet. Eat my ass. But yeah. Sort of to dive in to sort of do a complete 180. We need a better campaign, dude. Hunt the Truth was one of the sickest ad campaigns ever. I literally remember staying up late, listening, doing like a listening marathon for the Hunt the Truth episodes, because Hunt the Truth was so sick, dude, and it got everybody so hyped for Halo 5, right? One of the sickest marketing campaigns for a video game that I've ever seen, right? And it just happened to be Halo as well, which is my favorite game. Don't fuck up the campaign. Don't be lazy with the writing. You know, just give us a good, solid story. I don't think we need any stupid, or well, not necessarily stupid, but I don't think we need any sort of ridiculous moral dilemmas, or, you know, we don't need too much of a thoughty campaign. Did that make any sense? Thoughty, not like thoughty as in like bitches, but thoughty as in like thought-provoking. I don't think we need anything crazy complicated. I don't think we need anything that provokes some sort of, you know, crazy. Just like keep it simple, right? It's like we talk about with Star Wars and shit, you know, just like space opera, you know, battle of good versus evil. You know, I don't think it has to be anything too crazy. It's like if you look at the old Halo games, that's literally. Oh, fuck, I was trying to clutch it, man. Somebody get a touch. Oh my god. Nice. Cap it, cap it, cap it. Oh my god. Oh, nice. Good shit. 39-25. That was a crazy ass game. But yeah. Good campaign. Content off the rip. Customization as well. I'd say customization in this game was a step down. Customization in Halo 4 was a step down. Reach was the best customization we've ever had. Reach was dope. So I'd say go back to sort of the Reach. I'm not going to play another game because I don't think I need to talk for that long. But yeah, just to sort of recap. Solid launch, functional, and enough content, right? Fix theater, include big team, all that kind of shit. Better campaign, better esports support, meaning like do it properly. Keep your competitive and casual stuff distinct, so you don't piss off the wrong people. Much better community support. I think they need to be much more transparent about a lot more things. And what else did we say? Better campaign, better customization. I think those are things that a lot of people will probably agree with. I don't think I said anything too controversial, but yeah, that's just sort of my wish list for Halo 6. If there's anything that I left out or anything that you think might need to be included, definitely leave it in the comments below. You know, let me know what you guys think, and also let me know what you guys thought of my sort of list. Like I said, I didn't want to do that I didn't want to write it down or anything. I wanted it to sort of be off the top of my head because I feel like that's when you get your more genuine, you know, desires or wants as, you know, a fan of anything. And so I don't know if that made any sense to you guys, but yeah, that's just sort of my 2 cents on the whole thing. So I think Halo 6 needs to come out this year, and you know, that whole wish list and stuff. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Obviously I didn't talk about microtransactions because I don't want to get into all that shit, but don't make them stupid. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Likes are appreciated. Subscribe for much respect as always. Remember to leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want Halo 6 to come out this year. Let me know what you want from it. Let me know what you thought of my list. All that stuff. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another brand new video. Goodbye.